Okay. Hi, David. It's really great to have you here. Thanks for taking the time for this session. I guess the first question will be tell me about yourself and your company.
Thanks, Babak. I'm David Cassidy, and I'm the CEO of Clean Hydrogen Technologies. At Clean Hydrogen Technologies, we process natural gas and produce two products. The first product is hydrogen, and the other product is conductive carbon used to make batteries. So we have two products, hydrogen and conductive carbon. Importantly, we don't burn natural gas, so there's no CO2 emissions in our process.
That's really great. I am really fascinated by the pace of the advancement in hydrogen and the fact that there are multiple ways to produce hydrogen in a clean way. And I'm really hoping that clean hydrogen replace all the fossil fuel based gases. And I guess the second question, I'm pretty sure that you started your business in 2019. I'm just wondering, what was the first thing that you did?
Well, the history to our business wasn't actually centered in hydrogen at all. We initially tried to make carbon nanotubes from sources of hydrocarbon. And we did this to a good level, but not to a sufficient level to be commercially viable. But what happened after the last couple of years is hydrogen became a very real commercial imperative. And of course, the change to objectives of carbon neutrality became very real for countries and companies around the world. So what was interesting about our process previously is that, albeit we were trying to create carbon nanotubes, we were actually very effectively producing hydrogen with no CO2 emissions from gas. And as it happened, albeit we weren't producing a lot of carbon nanotubes, we were producing a lot of conductive carbon that you can use to make batteries. So the long and short is that we pivoted in the last couple of years from a company trying to produce carbon nanotubes to one that processes natural gas with no emissions to make conductive carbon for batteries and what's called turquoise hydrogen because it comes from natural gas. And that's how our business, turned around and became what it is today.
That's really great. Thanks, David. What were the challenges by starting your business like that?
Yeah, one of the greatest challenges is actually having a feedstock that's a hydrocarbon. In the world today, oil, gas, and coal is not exactly a positive proposition anywhere in your business. Now, of course, we don't use gas in a way where we create emissions, but nonetheless, we are creating a future for natural gas and their hydrocarbons. So there are certain countries and companies around the world that are just, in an embellishing fashion, very anti-hydrocarbon. So finding the right partners, finding the right investors, finding the right companies to be customers was the hardest thing at the start. And also testing out that our proposition made sense to our target markets and that there was genuine interest in our business model and how we deliver what we do. That was also the very, very toughest work at the start of our business. Once we understood where to sell it, what we're selling, where the interest is, it's been easier since then.
This is really interesting. Maybe the best segue to the next question is what was your objective to join the Decarbonize program, and did you achieve them?
Well, of course, my objective before I came into the program and at the start of the program was probably a little bit unknown as to what I could achieve, to be honest. But as the program moved forward, it became very clear that there were two really important things I could achieve. Number one is our proposition, who we're selling it to, how it makes sense, and how we deliver it. We had acid poured on how we did that every week, sometimes twice a week, with different audiences from the program, coming from different directions, giving different feedback and criticism, and also positive feedback as well. And that was one of the most significantly important capabilities that I developed from the program. And that permeated down to how we built our plan, how we deliver our plan, and how we explain what we do. So that to me was one of the most important things I got from. Importantly, let me add, in the program, the people who run it are not going to tell you as a person in the program what you do and who your customers are. You need to know that. The second thing that came from the program is we were deeply fortunate to continue to work with Mitsubishi. And today we have calls with them twice a month where they will soon participate in a review, what we call an independent expert review of our full end-to-end scale commercial reactor and system, producing hydrogen and producing carbon black. Now, to me, that's really valuable. Having Mitsubishi Japan participate, provide their technical people to review and gauge how that fits into use cases for their customers. So in a lot of respects, I exceeded my expectation by the end of the program by achieving two things.
That's really interesting to hear that, and I'm really happy that you get what you wanted from the program. That was my next question. That because I'm pretty sure that you signed a proof of scale contract with Mitsubishi, and that's really good news, and that this is going somewhere. So, were there any surprising discoveries during the program?
Yes, and it comes back to the first point I made. I didn't realize how bad I was at explaining what we actually did as a business. I used to pride myself in believing that I had this thing totally nailed down, and I was terrible. And I pride myself as a salesperson, but really it became very clear early on that the words I was using were confusing. I was using too many words, I was too technical, and I made it too hard for targets, investors, customers, partners to really understand what we do and what's special about our technology and our business model. It really surprised me how bad it was.
You weren't terrible, you weren't bad, you just got better in the program. I'm pretty sure about that. As you know, the applications for Decarbonize 2022 are open, and we only have 10 spots to fill in. Who do you think will benefit from the next program?
Well, I think it's difficult to be specific about different types of companies. So what I would suggest is the companies who are best prepared with consideration to the following will get the most out of the program. So what I mean by that is if you understand your proposition and you've tested it out with your target market or target customers, and they validated that there's interest in your proposition, it's important, it's critical you do that before the program. If you go into this program where you have a solution and you have a view that it could be used by lots of target markets in lots of different ways, and you're not really sure, the program's not going to tell you the answer there. That's your job. The program will hone your pitch and assist you with your business plans, your modeling, and your thinking. So be prepared, know your pitch, know your market, test it beforehand. The companies who have done that will do well in the program. That's my best advice to them.
Thanks. Really good advice. And maybe the last question, what are your key focuses at the moment after going through the program?
After going through the program, there were many things happening. I mean, during the program, we actually got funded for our current steps. And we're very lucky to have a great partner and a great investor who continues to support us. So I would say the program certainly assisted us along the way to that outcome. And since the program, our focus right now is delivering a commercial outcome. What's actually changed since the program is previously, we were only building a proof of scale reactor. We were demonstrating we could produce hydrogen at scale. What's changed is we found now customers and partners who want to purchase our hydrogen from the proof of scale reactor. So we're not just proving scale, we're proving commercial viability. So that's our focus right now, is proving that we can scale and that somebody pays for our hydrogen. If we do that, and we have the likes of Mitsubishi doing an independent expert review, seeing these things happen, then our runway is clearer after that. We've proven what we need to prove. So we're completely focused on that right now.
Thank you so much, David. I think that was a great session. Thanks for taking the time for this interview, and keep up the good work. Hope you have all the best.
Thank you, Babak.